you for watching my blog channel. And excited about another subject this week, and it's been a great week so far. I told you about the last video. I met a wonderful woman named Maria Martinez, and I've been reading her book. It's been quite exceptional. It's actually been a very busy week. It's only been a 4-day work week so far. I had a 3-day weekend last weekend, but you know, I'm writing a course at work, and it's been, you know, that can actually kind of wear on your mind and stuff like that. So also what I've been noticing is a lot of people are being very stressed out lately. Just watching the people that aren't ordinarily angry or upset. I've been noticing them get irritable or getting depressed or having their emotions run wild and stuff like that. So it's kind of a crazy time right now. It's definitely a good time for us to really just kind of have that quiet time for ourselves and relax and meditate, get into yourself, do your inner work. And so that'll help you kind of get through these times. So definitely the energy is changing right now, and the vibration, the frequency is high, and making people kind of get into that uncomfortable area of themselves. Their shit, so to speak, is coming up, so they have to take a look at it. And you know, that's something that we're all having to do. I don't care who you are, you're having to look at yourself right now and really just starting to process where you're at and all that old stuff, that old baggage that's still sitting in there. Hey, it's getting kicked out into the open so you can take a look at it. It's like beach balls underwater, and as those beach balls are coming up, you're definitely going to have to take a look at them. So the subject for tonight is finding peace and success in life. It's interesting because everybody has a different version of success, but I think if you don't have peace in your life, then no matter how much financial success or material success you have, it probably doesn't amount to a hill of beans, because peace, I've met a lot of wealthy millionaires, and they didn't have a lot of peace in their lives because they were worried about their money going away. They were constantly in fear of losing it. I've met some pretty amazing, even spiritual people that they were still in that fear of losing money, even though they had quite a bit of money, or they had a lot of material success and career success in life. They were still holding on to something. But hey, we all got lessons we got to learn. We all got things that we're working on in this lifetime. So I'm going to be talking about some things that have been coming to me this week. Spirit's been showing me in different ways, and you know, different material it's been sending me, plus downloading from Spirit and stuff like that. But I'm going to start off with this quote, and it's from Steve Jobs, and it says, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition." This is super important because, hey, that Bible, all those other spiritual texts and stuff like that, everybody else's books, Wayne Dyer, all those are all wonderful things. My book, that kind of stuff, these are all wonderful things. But even though I'm talking about this subject, it's very important for you to follow your own inner voice. So I have my experience I speak from, and I teach from that, and I do a lot of research based on that. And you know, it's interesting because we create our world, and our intentions go out there, and that's based on the paradigm or the mental map of how we see this world. My circumstances are going to manifest based on how I see things and how I see myself. And so if I see myself in a certain way, all these experiences are going to come, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, they're going to validate that life for me and concrete it and make it reality for me. And so if I'm following other people's reality, so to speak, and their truth or their opinions, that's based on a reality that they've created in their life. It may not work for me. And so if I'm not following my own inner voice being my soul, and that part of myself that really is trying to bring me in alignment with my body, mind, and soul, and have a synergy between the three of them, then if I'm not listening to that, then I'm incongruent with how my soul wants to go. And if I'm not congruent with how my soul wants to go, if I'm not in alignment with that, then I'm going to have a miserable life. So be careful that we're not following other people's opinions, and they're trying to drag you down. They're going to start saying, hey, you're being silly. You know, oh, you've tried this before. You're always trying this stuff. Hey, you know what? You're never going to make it. You might as well just get back to doing ordinary things, be practical. And hey, I think people got a misconception about what the word practical means. There is something as discernment, and I do talk about that. However, if your inner voice says, do this, and it's so strong that you can't avoid it, you should at least go down and check it out. Check it out. You may get on that path and you may not be down there. It may not turn out exactly the way you want it. Maybe you just need to let go of something. But at least you've walked down that path and you've left um, no pebble unturned or rock unturned or whatever analogy you want to use. You've left nothing to look back and have any regret. You've uncovered everything. So with that being said, one of the other things to finding peace and success in life is to question everything. I say question everything. Some people disagree with this, but hey, here's the deal. We've been lied to. You've been lied to on so many levels. Now, maybe not everybody's intended on lying to you. We've lied to ourselves on a great level. And so what that means is that, hey, somewhere along the lines, somebody told us we had to be a good little boy and a good little girl, and we had to follow the rules, and we had to go to college, and we had to get a good job, we had to do this. And nobody ever said to us, we follow your passion, be happy, follow your soul, follow that inner voice. Nobody ever said that to you. They said you have to do it this way, and that was all based on the structure of how they thought that should look like. And you know what? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be rude. They did the best they could with what they had, with the information they had, because they were lied to. But the truth is that they are full of shit. That doesn't matter, if it's your parents, your teachers, your principals, your minister, your pastor, that kind of stuff. They're full of shit because they were fed shit. They were lied to as well. And hey, there's an inner power within you that is strong, and that inner power will manifest and unfold as you start heading down a path and start asking questions and start making decisions for yourself based on your inner voice and your soul. So you can honor and respect where they're at and love them for giving you the best that they had with what they had, but question everything. Question what you've been told. And you know what? Find what works for you and live that truth. So, look at a lot of things, study a lot of things, find what works for you, and hey, throw out the rest. And then you just keep on going. And you know what? Break some rules sometimes. Break the rules. There's something that's to be said about, hey, if somebody said that you have to get married and you have to do this, and that's an unwritten social rule. That's a societal rule. And you know what? And sometimes it's a bunch of crap. You don't have to, it is not true that you have to be in love and have a partner to be happy. It is not true that you have to be married to be with somebody. Hey, it is not true that you have to have children. It is not true that you have to do it this way. It is not true that you have to go to college to have success. And somebody's going to throw out some bullshit answer and they're going to say, but it's a lot easier if you go to college. No, drive and determination is what gives you success. Drive and determination, and a hunger and a curiosity and a passion for what you want to do, and a drive for what you want to do, and to be consistent and to be rigorous, those type of things. Those are what make you successful. It doesn't mean that college is not bad if that's what you feel. Remember, we're following our inner voice. And it doesn't mean that you should avoid going to college. It means if that's what works for you and it lines up with what you want to do, then you should do it. And if it doesn't, then don't. Go another path. Follow your inner voice. So if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't hurt anyone, then don't follow them. Hey, here's the key thing. A lot of rules and laws are put in place to protect others, yourself and others. So it doesn't mean that you're going to be drinking and driving. That's not what I'm talking about. It doesn't mean you're going to be robbing a bank. I'm talking about the silly little rules that say you have to be this way. One of them is professional rules. If it doesn't work, then don't do it. And so there may be consequences for that, but it may be that those consequences happen that you weren't supposed to be in the circumstances you're in. So it sets you down another path, and that path takes you down a really good path, and there's a lot of rewards and gifts on that path as well. So you got to take a risk. You have to jump out of that box. You have to step out of your comfort zone, so to speak. And when you step out of your comfort zone, so to speak, then you're going to really start experiencing life. Because, hey, if we live a complacent life, if we just follow the rules, if we just are so careful and stuff like that, you're not going to be living. You're not going to have any passion. You're not going to be excitement in your life. And guess what? That's no fun. So make your life the experiment, and you're the observer. So I've been saying this for a long time, and I've been saying go out and live. There's a lot of people that come up to me, and when I'm done coaching sessions, they say to me, Jeremy, I don't know what to do. I've got this dream and I want to do this, but I don't have the money and I don't have this and I don't have this. I said, well, you're going to have to start somewhere. You're going to have to start somewhere, and you're going to have to make that somewhere and take that risk and step forward and do it and just start doing it. You're going to get better and you're better. If it's meant to be, it's going to open up. And they say, what do you mean by meant to be? I mean, it's meant to be. If you feel that strongly, then it's meant to be. And what's going to happen is you're going to start down that road, and it's going to manifest and get bigger and bigger and bigger. It may not be the picture of what you think it's going to be. It may be something even more magnificent than you think. So as you're doing this, you want to say to yourself, God, that or better. Hey, manifest this for me and show me the way. Show me the path. And hey, I know that you have my best interest in mind. And you just keep on saying that or better, that or better. Because what you're saying to that higher aspect of yourself, that higher power of yourself, is you're saying, hey, I know that this is the path. There's something in this path that I'm supposed to be looking at. And if it's meant for me to see this vision and actually have this vision happen, this in my mind, I know you'll make it happen. You'll either make it happen, or you'll make something better happen. So, hey, surprise me. Make it like it's an exciting adventure for you. And, make an experiment. So you're going to head down some path, you're going to be like, oh, that doesn't work out. And you're going to observe that, you're going to look at it, you're going to ponder it. And you're like, no, go down this path. And you're going to look at this. And you know what? You're sometimes it's going to feel like you have failures, but none of those failures are actually failures. They're all teaching you something. They're all helping you grow. And I know this has been a lot of self-help books, and this has been a lot of self-growth philosophies, but hey, they're true and they work. The thing that you lack is persistence and perseverance and stamina. So that stamina is super important, because if you are wanting to do something and you go a little ways and then you give up, and you go a little ways and you give up, and then you're going to not get what you want to be, where you want to be. If you're constantly giving up, then you don't have the stamina it takes to go that mile, to hit that ceiling for the windfall to come in, so to speak. So keep on trying, and if you keep on trying, things are going to unfold, and hey, that's part of the adventure. I used to call this Disney World metaphysics. Disney World is the land. So it's kind of like when you walk in there and you're looking up, you're like 4 years old and you're looking at that castle and you're seeing Mickey and Donald, you're super excited and everything is so cool for you. And you know what, when you have that, you can live with purpose, you can live with passion. And so when we're living with passion and we're living with purpose, that really kind of manifests and gets our vibration, our frequency up into this level, or it gets us into our heart, and we really just start experiencing life and really enjoying it, because passion brings us in to alignment. It brings us into that 0 point. It brings us into our heart, and then the body really starts to become congruent with the soul. So, but a reminder, living a life of passion does not always mean working in the most ideal job. It means finding passion in everything you do. Finding passion in everything you do. Find that nugget that makes it exciting. Make it a game. Make it enjoyable. Make it fun. Smile when you come in. And those times, hey, it's going to be a challenge sometimes. You're going to be like, and you're going to have to take those times to really dig deep in and look at it, and look at where you're coming from. Look at where your emotions are coming from, and transmute them. Say, you know what, this is the path I'm on right now. And if there's something better, then bring me that better, and let's go in that experience and experiment with that. I had an experience where I was tired of a job, and the very next day I got a phone call about another one, and it brought me into a job I really liked. So you know what? The universe is here plotting to do you good. I got that from a friend of mine named Francine. Believe that the universe is plotting to do you good, and you'll always know that life is going to bring you treasures and happiness, and you don't have to worry about anything else. So live life with a childlike mind. So somebody said to me the other day, well, yes, but you can have a childlike mind, but you still have to understand your responsibility. And you know what, it's so funny. I love it when you say, we think with a childlike mind and we have a lot of fun in life. That's what brings passion, and they automatically go to that mindset of, hey, but you still have to have responsibilities. And they already tell me where they're at. They already tell me that they want to have that childlike mind, but they're so bogged down with their responsibilities, and they're not grown up yet. They're literally this big kid that is in an adult body, and that adult body is still trying to prove that it's an adult. And so a true adult is comfortable in their own skin and is is able to act in that childlike manner, in that childlike mind, but they also know that they have responsibilities and they don't act irresponsibly either. So what a childlike mind means is it means looking at the world with a curiosity and a wonder, with a deep desire, like a child, to learn new things. Think about that when you're babies and stuff like that. When you launch a child, they have an inherent curiosity about the entire world. That's how they learn languages in just a couple of years. That's how they learn about everything. They learn about the circumstances around them, and they learn and they grow and they grow and they grow, and they have this curiosity. And you still have that curiosity. What you've done, and you've pushed it aside, and you've stifled it because you have to be responsible. If responsibility and the need to do things adult-like is overpowering that curiosity of yours, you're out of balance. You're out of balance, and you're not incongruent. You're not congruent with your soul, because your soul wants to experience. It wants to experience everything, and it wants to go out there and make life an experiment, and it wants to enjoy that experiment and observe with it. So I see all the time on social media, so I follow a lot of these conspiracies and stuff like that. And you know what? Learn the truth about what's going on. It's the truth. You've been lied to. You've been told that you were this size in the galaxy, and that you were like a mustard seed in the galaxy or a raisin in the galaxy. And hey, the reason why those people told you that is because they saw themselves as that. And so because they saw themselves as that, and they saw themselves as insignificant, and they couldn't do anything against the oppression that's happening. The oppression is the lies that money that gives you power, the lies that a big house gives you power, the lies that a title gives you power, the lies that a big corporation is bigger than you are. It's not true. If they think that, and the people have tried to convince you that, they've got you to buy it at hook, line, and sinker, whatever that phrase is. Basically, they've fed you their shit, and you've swallowed it. And because you've swallowed it, you're drowning in that shit. And so it's time for us to now cough it up and start breathing in the breath of life, and start seeing yourselves as this big, tremendous, divine being, because that's what you are. And that energy of that divine being is magnificent. So if you're bogged down in your thoughts of limitation, of anger and anxiety and depression and doubt, and you can always look at the YouTube comments. You can always see where people are at. They're always accusing people of being full of crap. They're always accusing people of being a liar or being a charlatan and all that kind of stuff. You know what? Kiss my ass. Tell them that. Just say, kiss my ass. You don't have to prove yourself to anybody. All you have to do is stand in that power, be empowered, be love, be compassion, and that's it. And you can feel that if you really feel where I'm coming from, and you're hearing all these curse words, and your mind is like, I can't believe he's cursing. You're missing it. You're missing it so much, because right now I'm so in my heart. And if you could feel that, and you're probably saying, but Jeremy, you're on a YouTube channel, and I can't feel you. If you get really quiet, you take a deep breath in right now, and connect with my heart wherever you're at. If it's 20 years from now with this video, you can still connect with me. Even if I've passed on, you can still connect with me, because my soul lives on. Your soul lives on. And once we are connected, because we never were unconnected, we are all one. You can feel this. You can start coming back into alignment with consciousness. And when you can start coming into alignment with consciousness, you can start feeling this life of passion. And you can start channeling your anger into a passion for truth. All that anger you have towards the global elite and the cabal and stuff like that, you can channel that into passion for truth. Take that anger and channel it for truth, and empower yourself. And then you can use that to help others, and you can be of service to others. And when you're of service to others, you can really empower yourself. And when you empower others, you empower consciousness. And that's pretty magnificent. So go out, empower yourself, channel that anger into passion. So the next thing I want to tell you about is, it's not your circus and not your monkey. Get your business, yourself, out of other people's business. You know what? I have friends that call me all the time about arguments and stuff like that that they're having, and I'll listen and I'll speak my truth to them. But if it keeps on going on and on and on, I'm not going first of all, I'm never going to be emotionally attached into their drama or whatever is going on, right or wrong, because I don't necessarily see things as right or wrong. I see things as, hey, pain, suffering, or love, fear or love. And so don't get involved in their drama. Speak your truth and move on. Don't get emotionally attached. If they call for advice, give your advice, move on. Get them to see their own truth so that they can be empowered in that and move on and live their lives so they can find happiness. And you know what? Not your circus, not your monkey. And I always jokingly say, I don't have any peanuts for the monkey, so how am I going to feed it? So I'm not going to feed their drama or fuel their fire, so to speak. So the next thing that is to understand is to seek first. This is from Stephen Covey in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Seek first to understand and then to be understood. You know, I think that it's probably from a philosopher a long time ago. I had a comment on one of my videos about that once. I don't care. You know, it's the truth is about the statement. It's not about who said it. And so the thing here is that if oftentimes we demand for understanding, we demand for people to listen, but we're unwilling to hear what they're going through. We're unwilling to hear what they have to say, what their passion, what's going on with them. If you stop and take a few minutes and think about others and how they're feeling, then you can start coming into alignment with that, not getting bought into their emotions, but you can start coming into alignment with that. And so if you start to understand them, hey, the energy will open up for them to understand you. It's called empathy. And empathy allows us to understand where people are coming from without becoming emotionally involved in their own stuff. So there's quite a bit of information here, but these are just some tips to finding peace and success in life. Hey, you know what? Be of service. Be of service to yourself first. Heal yourself first, and then let that energy run out to other people. It's a flow. And when you have found yourself, you can serve others, and you can serve them in the greatest capacity. Hey, love yourself, love others, and peace. Namaste.